An unprecedented move on Capitol Hill. Democratic Senator Cory Booker testifying against his Senate colleague Jeff Sessions and his nomination for Attorney General.
Senator Sessions has not demonstrated a commitment to a central requisite of the job, to aggressively pursue the congressional mandate of civil rights, equal rights, and justice for all of our citizens.
Here now is radio talk show host Larry Elder to talk about this. Larry, the thing that gets me, I've read through all of the criticisms. They start with a premise that Sessions is a racist. Then they're asked for specifics. Why is he racist? Well, because he doesn't believe what I believe should be done with regard to transgender rights, or I believe should be done with regard to African-American rights, whatever it happens to be. It comes down to the point that they can't point to a single thing in which he actually is seen as being a racist or evidence that he's a racist, but just that he has different beliefs on how to deal with policy.
Yeah, his crime is that he is a white, male, conservative, Christian, heterosexual from the South who's a Republican. If you're a Democrat and you're Robert Byrd, you get a pass. The bottom line is, when I listened to Cory Booker and John Lewis, they were both primarily angry about so-called mass incarceration. Mass incarceration is caused by mass criminality, and the fact of the matter is a disproportionately high percentage of crime is committed by blacks, mostly young blacks. Young blacks are 7 times more likely to commit violent crime, usually, by the way, against other young blacks than young whites. And this is what we ought to be talking about here. And the reason for this is the breakdown of the family. I didn't say this. Obama said, if you are raised without a dad, you're 5 times more likely to be poor and commit crimes, 20 times more likely to end up in jail. That's what we ought to be talking about, the breakdown of the American family.
What he is against is federal overreach, federal government overreach, dictating what people should or shouldn't do in their private lives. For example, the issue of transgender bathrooms. We had this dictate by the federal government in May that even elementary school kids had to have the right to go to the bathroom of their choice. A lot of Americans think that's going too far for the federal government. In fact, I would suggest that the majority of Americans think that.
I would agree with that. The other concern were these so-called harsh laws that ended up putting a disproportionately large number of blacks behind bars. In the 80s, these were the crack laws that Ronald Reagan signed. In the 90s, the mandatory minimum laws that Bill Clinton signed. The problem with arguing that these are racist is that the majority of the Congressional Black Caucus supported both these laws.
Bottom line is you can be against federal overreach without being a racist. It's that simple. Larry, good to see you, my friend. Thank you very much. Melissa.
You got it.
We'll be right